Hello, Giancarlo Dorazio. I live in Washington Township. I'm also a taxpayer. Regarding this ordinance, I want to make a statement that it's illegal to vote on it tonight for the fact that it changed it from the first reading to the second reading. I suggest that you make tonight the first reading and not vote on it, since I believe it is a violation of the ordinance.
Okay.
Now, if I can hear from you, if you're going to vote on it, I would like to talk about it.
Okay. Refer to legal.
I'm sorry, sir, and you are?
I'm Brian Middleton, building for the township attorney.
Okay. So they're going to vote on it?
Yeah, it's on the agenda, and we can
I know it's on the agenda, but you still have a chance not to make a mistake. Because I really believe that this is a violation of ordinances. Because between the first reading and the second reading, the ordinance is different. Well, I tried to look for the ordinances, and I can't find it on a site. This was 2 weeks ago. It's still not posted on the introduction. So I didn't get to read the body of it. This morning I emailed the clerk and asked for the ordinance 1, the way it was introduced, and the way it was today. I received it
Excuse me,
just as
Mr.
I
Razio.
walked in.
Excuse me, I don't want to interrupt you. Brian, just to give you a little background, this was introduced as two ordinances. It was Ordinance 1 and Ordinance 2. And since it's been combined to one ordinance to, get it through, I think that's what Mr. Dorazio is.
Mr. President, thank you for clarifying that.
Yes, and I just wanted to kind of give you a little background of, I think, what Mr. Dorazio is bringing to our attention.
So I agree with the President that it is not Ordinance 1. It has drastically changed. But I don't know what changed in the body. As I said, I only got the first one when I walked in. I don't know. I didn't have a chance to read it. But when I read it by title only, two main differences. On 214, it was ordinance rescinding. On today, it's ordinance amending. The word is different without looking at the body of it. So I'm just making that suggestion. But if you are going to vote on it, I would like to comment on it.
What's your...
Yeah, I believe it's, okay to vote on tonight. We believe we're compliant with the notice, but of course, if the council wants to, delay it or there's a lot of, there's a valid argument that we can table it, but we do believe we would put up with that if it was compliant with everything.
Okay.
Does any of the wording that has been changed in what Mr. Dorazio is pointing out change the purpose or intent of what we're trying to do?
No, I don't believe so, no. I believe the intent was to just make the township in line with the Walker Act amendments.
Does anybody have any opinion on voting or not voting?
I say we vote. Yeah, I have no problem voting.
As long as it doesn't change the intent of what we're trying to do to correct something, I have no problem with it.
Mr. Razzo, you're still free to speak and tell us what you
I mean,
feel.
Well, if
the
you're not going
ordinance
to
is...
vote on it, I'm not allowed to speak on it. It will be the first reading. Am I correct?
Well, it sounds like they're going to go on, so if you want to share your...
Okay, so you're going to vote on it. All right.
So we can introduce it, and during the process, we can amend it into the second reading, right?
Yes.
But the intent is already there because it's something that should have been already
Should have been right from the beginning.
right from the beginning. So we're not changing anything
No,
other
just
than
running it
putting it back on.
I mean, Mr. Dorazio's right, there has been some changes, but I think what Councilman Brown's saying is the body and the purpose of the ordinance didn't change.
Right.
Even though some of the other things have changed, the main purpose of this is to put back, which was wrong in our process for a long time.
It was a drastic change. It changed
And again, it should have never been the way it was, and something happened, and how long that this has been going, I have no idea. So, from that standpoint, so we want to make sure that we write it as of tonight.
Sure, agreed.
So, Mr. Reiser, we're going to vote on it based on our legal advice. We feel that this is
I mean,
something.
the decision is yours, Mr. President.
But I just want to explain to you.
The lawyer can only advise you.
Yes, but we feel that this is something, after finding out that it was wrong, needs to be fixed.
Again, I still stand by my statement. Whatever was wrong that you fixed, people know that the first ordinance is totally different. The people that are watching this, they think that you are voting on rescinding rather than amending. But like I said, I totally disagree with you in voting on it, but that's your decision.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, the ordinance is rescinding, as I understand it, another ordinance that was incorrect in how it tied the township to state law or state requirements of the law. The council, of course, was always right to amend the ordinance that would come to, tonight, the motion to amend the ordinance is something else that you want the council chose to. So rescinding an ordinance is part of this ordinance. I guess that might be where it gets a little complicated.
So from my understanding is we were going to rescind what we were doing, and we're going to reintroduce a new one. But after Matt had looked at it, said that it would be better to do everything the same, but amend what was there, rather than do two moves, we're doing one. Okay, that was my understanding.
We're good, you're going to vote on it? I can speak
Yes.
on it? So as of this moment, right now, before you vote on it, who has the powers to appoint a public defender or a prosecutor? As of now?
It would still be the mayor. Yeah, because
Okay, so-
our ordinance is invalid.
So how did the mayor get the powers back from council? What happened? How did the mayor, if you would like to say something, like, welcome to Washington Township, by the way. So I did a shift from council. We said back to the mayor, but it was never a mayor's appointment.
Before this, the prosecutor or the solicitor did pick the people.
Department of Law.
For the last, and Department of Law, and how many years, maybe even back to the time that you were a councilman, maybe this has been the same way.
Correct.
So again, we're going to write it to the right to make sure it is correctly done. And again, we had Joe look at all type of appointments like that to make sure that they were fixed, because again, something happened, it's a mistake, and we're going to resolve it as of today.
So my question again is, the power is to the mayor at this moment. The mayor has the power.
Well, I think I'm trying to understand
Where
your
am I
question.
speaking to?
Yeah,
To you?
I'm trying to understand. I think your question is who has the power now, but the question is where was the power always supposed to be, and that's what we're trying to fix right now.
Okay,
We're trying
my
to fix
question
what-
is,
we're
at
trying to
this
right the wrong.
moment, because I hear two different answers here. At this moment, who has the power of that appointment? Of the appointment of the prosecutor? At this moment.
Okay, so you're talking about this particular.
Okay, you're
ordinance
next.
until this-
Go ahead. I don't know who I'm talking to. I mean, you're
You're
chiming
talking
in
to-
like
you're
as
talking to the
if
whole
we are in
council.
a
You're
bingo
talking to the whole
game, but
council. At the present moment, because we passed an ordinance back.
no. At the papers, at the present
I'm
moment.
getting to that, if you let me finish. We passed an ordinance that allowed us to make the appointment of the prosecutor and public defender based on information that was brought to our attention. Given that advice, we adopted that ordinance back in January. After further review, we found out that that particular ordinance, we shouldn't have adopted that ordinance, and the power to appoint the prosecutor and the public defender, per the Faulkner Act, lies with the mayor. Prior to this, it was being appointed by the Department of Law. When it, where, and how it got to that point, we don't know when it started. Okay, like Councilman Bennett said, when you were a councilman, it could have been the same way for you. We don't know. So,
Well,
right
when
or
I was
wrong-
a-
hold on, I'm not finished.
Oh,
When
sorry.
we're to a point that we're trying to correct something, to make it right, not only so that it's back with the mayor, but also so they can get RFPs, requests for proposals, so that the candidates or applicants for the position can submit resumes, costs and all that, so we can make an informed decision for the taxpayers of Washington Township. We're just trying to fix a wrong. It should have never been that way in the first place.
May I?
Now you
When I was on council, we did not vote on the second reading if something was changed in the ordinance. That settles. My question is, Mr. Brown? Mr. Brown, my question is, who has the power of the appointment at this moment?
I just answered.
No, you didn't answer me.
I did. I
No,
said,
you-
the
no, you
ordinance
didn't.
that I said,
Please.
the ordinance that we passed. in
Am I hearing
January-
something different? The question to any one of you, at this moment, who has that power?
And again, the ordinance that we passed,
What do you mean again? You didn't say it the first time.
I did. I said the ordinance that we passed in early January, we took the power to appoint the public defender and the prosecutor. At this point, now, okay, we've been told that per the Faulkner Act, we have to give it back to the mayor. So to answer your question, as of right now, until we change this ordinance, we, as council, according to that ordinance, it was adopted, we have the power.
Okay, great. Okay, we got the answer. Mr. President, you agree with what he said?
Personally,
Yes.
I don't.
No,
personally, I don't, because
Mr. President.
if the Faulkner Act states by law that.
No, Mr. President, do you agree with what Mr. Brown just said?
And
That the power-
I'm speaking, you keep interrupting me. I believe that the law states that it should be with mayor. And if that's what the Faulkner Act states, we don't have the jurisdiction or the power to take it from her. So even though we had an ordinance in place, to me, that ordinance is invalid. And that's what we're doing tonight, is to make sure that it's cleaned up moving forward. So I do not believe that we have the power to appoint anybody,
So you
because that
don't
is
have the
invalid.
power.
That's my opinion.
Okay.
Mr. Brown obviously has a different opinion, but
Okay.
this ordinance is going to make it clear to everybody who has the power.
I'm not talking about what the ordinance is going to do.
But you came up here worrying about what the
I'm
ordinance is. That's
asking
what we're
you,
getting to.
I'm asking you at this moment, who has the power? Mr. Brown said that council has the power.
Okay.
Yes or no?
Let me clarify.
You good?
So, again, my comment is based on an ordinance that we processed, or, I'm sorry, we adopted, that we believe was true. Okay? So at the time, yes.
I'm not arguing with that.
We believed, based on legal opinion, that it was true. We had no reason to doubt it. Subsequently, we found out that we do not have the power to do that. So my comment, or my clarification is, we believe that we did, I believe that we did, until we were corrected and told that, no, you can't do it. So
Right.
tonight, we're correcting.
Right.
So what we had, we're correcting so that the mayor gets it back.
Yeah, let me go real slow here. Mr. Brown, when you voted on the ordinance 27, 2023, when that ordinance was adopted, the power went to the council, am I correct? Either wrongly or not.
Can we have the lawyer respond to this? No more, we're just going to go right to you, and you're going to make the statement.
Are you a voting member, sir? Are you a voting member?
No,
Have you signed off for that ordinance? Have you signed off on ordinance 27, 2023? Or has the president signed off on it?
Well, he's representing council.
Sir, I think you had a comment. Why don't we get to the comments?
Yeah, the comment is a question. Who has the power at this
But
moment?
Mr. Droz, we have already answered this
We already
multiple times. This
answered
isn't a game show.
You don't have
right?
an
So
answer.
at a certain point, though, we've answered your question multiple times.
No, you did not answer my
But you
question.
did, sir.
Okay,
We did. We
answer
did,
my
sir.
question again.
Mr. Razzi, listen,
Mr.
you
Deborah.
can come up, right, and you can give us some
Mr.
feedback. and we can-
Deborah.
Let me finish, and then you can speak.
Oh, okay,
You can
go
come
ahead,
up and give us some feedback, but
When
this
am I
isn't a
gonna
game show.
finish?
You're questioning us. We're telling you we want to do to fix things, right? So if there's a wrong, this council wants to make
It's
it right.
okay.
I know you want to make it political, and
No, no,
but
no.
we're not here for that.
Everything
We're
we
here
do
to
is
fix things that are
political.
wrong,
We get
correct?
to that later.
No, but
This is
we
not-
need to fix things that are wrong.
This is not political.
But it is
this is-
political, because you're like, who
this
has
is
this,
a-
who has that,
this
who
is
has
a
that?
question.
What's
This
behind
is
door
a-
number one, what's behind door number two, what's behind door
No.
number three?
Yeah,
We're here to answer
exactly.
questions,
Now-
right?
Now, it's me and you. I'm going to ask you. May I ask you a question?
Not really, because we went over,
You don't
everyone,
want a question.
everyone,
So I
including the
have a
camera guy,
question
answered the
on the
question for you
ordinance.
already, and you still didn't want to
What
answer
am
it.
I going to ask? A question on the ordinance that you are about to vote.
You asked, are we going to vote on it? We said yes. And you said, can I make a statement? We
Don't
said
make-
yes.
Don't put words in my mouth.
But isn't this
My question is
question about this
simple.
ordinance, right?
Who has the power at this time before you vote on
Mr.
it?
DeRosa, this public portion is about ordinance 1, 2024.
Correct.
You're asking questions about previous
No,
ordinances.
no, no. I'm asking a question.
Of ordinance 27-2023.
I'm going to wait until the public session.
That's
then.
fine.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.